This podcast is a part of the PodMania Podcasting Network. Check out podmania.co.uk to check out more of our great podcasts, features, reviews, match ratings and previews spanning the crazy and diverse world of professional wrestling.
You're listening to the PodMania Pro Wrestling Podcast, a sample of the best pro wrestling podcasts we can produce on our tiny budget. Check us out on Apple Podcasts, Podcast Addict, CastBox, and all other podcast platforms. If it's wrestling you want, check out more of our great content at podmania.co.uk. Let's do this.
Episode of the PodMania Podcast. I'm your host, Rob Goodwin. I'm joined by Garth Jackson and Chris O'Brien. Garth Jackson, how the devil are we, son?
Feeling good. I'm back. Because I missed last week.
Better than ever. Yes, you were being vaccinated. You are now Garth 5G Ready Jackson.
Damn right.
Any ill effects from the vaccine?
Knocked us off tilt for a day and a bit. Other than that, not.
That was the cocaine guy.
Just waiting for the call from
MI6.
Just waiting for Bill Gates.
I mean, he is looking for a new life partner.
Well, when he presses that button, and all of us nanobot-induced people. I'm joking.
Ding, 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 ding.
Chris, how are you?
I'm okay. I extrapolated the numbers of my match of the year thread, and you two judged me. I'm not going to give numbers. All I'm saying is that these two motherfuckers judge me. When in reality, they should just get to my fucking level.
I think it's more we either envy or pity.
I think it's a little from column A and a little bit from column B, I think.
Because here's the thing, I'm aware that I'm not like the dumbest person, but any intelligence I have, I put into very, very specific. So I know a lot about wrestling. Mm-hmm. I know a lot about pop music of the 2010s. And
fucking point.
A lot about the movies on my movie list.
How many movies are you up to now for 2021?
For 2021, 48.
Okay, and how many were you last week? Have you updated is what I'm trying to ask.
Have I updated? Yeah, there's a few more films on here. The Edge of 17, which is a nice little coming of age story that I quite enjoyed. I rewatched Toy Story, which was a nice little romp. I love Toy Story. What blows my mind about Toy Story is that it was made on computers that could barely run Doom.
Oh yeah, it's mental. It's mental.
Yeah, and there's like people my age going back to Toy Story going, oh, well, it doesn't look very good. I'm like, of course it doesn't look good by fucking modern standards. It was made on a machine that probably sounded like it was going to take off when you tried to play Minesweeper.
You've probably got more powerful microwave nowadays.
Yeah, no, my phone is more fucking powerful than the things that made Toy Story.
Sorry, who the fuck is moaning about the clarity of Toy Story? If you're watching it and going, the graphics aren't very good, you aren't understanding the beautiful story that is Toy Story. My God.
When Randy Newman starts singing "But He'll Go Sailing No More," it's one of the saddest moments of film history. I also watched this film on Netflix called Yes, God, Yes, which is about, she's one of the girls from Stranger Things.
I don't watch Stranger Things, so.
There's no point in me elaborating. Natalia Dyer is her name, and it's about her it's about a Catholic schoolgirl discovering masturbation when she goes into an AOL server. So basically, it's the story of Garth Jackson.
I've never been Catholic.
Yeah.
But he learned to wank in an AOL room, my right?
It probably would have been like Alta Vista.
as a quick review, her acting is probably the highlight. The plot's a bit thin on the ground. Although the scene where she finds the priest masturbating was quite funny.
Fucking hell. This is just a film about wanking, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I pre-ordered a movie today.
You pre-ordered a movie?
Is it Anal Sluts 3?
Because I must have it.
Why is that always your go-to?
It's a good film. The plot is tight.
Every time you want to say... I think it could have been tidied up in the middle.
I think the one I've pre-ordered probably gets less heat than that would.
Go on.
I pre-ordered the Schneider cut.
Oh,
so I want to watch it again.
I still haven't seen it, because it's 4 hours long.
And how about you watch fucking wrestling all day?
I was just gonna say that.
I know. I have wrestling to watch. Believe it or not, I still have a backlog.
Fucking hell. My backlog is about 5 matches. I'm never getting on to watching.
Fucking watch Roman versus Cesaro already. You'll really like it.
I will.
He won't. He's a liar. He is nothing but a liar, a charlatan and a cheat.
You know what the sad thing is? I complain that I don't have enough time to watch stuff. Whereas I think it was Monday night.
Yeah, didn't you listen to 7 hours of podcast the other night?
No, I listen to loads of podcasts during the day when I'm working, but the other night I put the PlayStation on and I found myself, it was about 11 o'clock at night, and I'd done about 3 hours of editing wrestlers on WWE. Literally.
You could have watched.
Updating. Just updating fucking attributes.
You could have watched 10 matches or 2 New Japan matches in that.
One Okada match.
I was 11 o'clock. I was I'm so tired, and why am I doing this? You fucking idiot. By the time I finish this thing, the next game's going to be out.
And it does hit different as well, according to the tagline. Anyway, let's get on with the wheel. 15 matches. We are going to choose 2 to watch tonight. Vast array of matches. Obviously, the running gimmick is we hope to fuck that Chris's choice of... what was it, Chris? Samoa Joe versus Necro Butcher?
Yeah, one of the greatest independent matches of all time.
Fingers crossed that's the one that never, ever, ever comes up. But let's get going. Let's start. So, the wheel is spinning. Spinnity.
Oh no! What the fuck?
Yes.
You complain about my fucking pick. Capture the flag scaffold match.
Yes. So basically, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be watching the Capture the Flag scaffold match from the Great American Bash 1991.
I'm so glad I didn't pay for the network.
It's a match of awesome magnitude. It
goes to great heights.
It's quite literally men walking across the scaffold at each other and then walking back for about 12 minutes. And I cannot fucking wait.
Scaffolding.
Yeah, exactly.
If I wanted to see that, I'd go to the shopping centre they're building in Edinburgh.
For those scaffold matches.
Yeah, but it's basically the same thing. I vaguely hope one will fall off.
Right. Dog. I was just thinking that. Fucking hell. Let's get going. Let's start again. Second match of the night. What is it going to be?
Yes.
Oh.
Liger versus Ray.
Some WCW.
I saw that. I saw that when we came on today, and I'm like, I really do fancy a Jushin Liger match.
No, it is. I was going to say, I wouldn't mind watching that match.
I am really, really up for this. Jushin Thunder Liger versus Rey Mysterio from Starrcade 1996. It's such a good match. I watched it not long ago, which is why I put it on the list, to be perfectly honest. So I am very, very, very excited about that. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, what we'll do is we'll do what we always do. There'll be a sound effect, and by the podcast editing magic, we will be back straight after with all of our matches lined up. All 2 of them. Stay right there. And we're back. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to fire up your WWE Network or wherever you are watching this on, find WCW The Great American Bash 1991, July 14th, 1991. Skip ahead to 1 minute and 18 seconds. And that's
if you're on the VHS copy, just keep going until you see a guy who looks like Rick Rude next to an old granny. And a guy in a sleeveless Nike top looking like an absolute melter.
You'll also notice that there is a Where's Flair sign because this is the first WCW show without Ric Flair, which completely fucks up the main event of this show.
And they completely try to like pretend he just didn't exist.
There are audible Ric Flair chants throughout this entire show. Obviously, he'd run off with the belt. So what they did was they had to basically put some really disgusting plaques over like a Florida Championship Wrestling belt that Dusty had. And that was what...
TNA did that once when Jarrett left before they didn't finish copywriting the GFW names. So we just had to have the GFW belt with an Impact sticker over it. But we forgot to do the side plates. So the side plate still said GFW.
Amazing. It's the most TNA thing. So yeah, lads, if we're ready, let's go. Let's watch this absolute masterclass. 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, the first contest of the
Is this what people look like back in the 90s?
Just makes me laugh that we followed an old woman with a drink.
That's what they'll be saying about you in 20 odd years.
Look at PN News.
He looks like he's about to fucking jazzercise.
Mr. Motivator, like without the motivation.
They just said he's from Motown.
Anything to not say Detroit, eh?
Oh my god! Obviously at the moment I'm running through the Monday Night Wars, and John Tenter is obviously repackaged as Shark. Fucking hell! Do you know where he's billed from? Tsunami.
Fucking hell!
That's not a place. That's not how this works. WCW. Oh, look, it's Stone Cold.
It's Stone Cold Lex Luger.
Stone Cold Lex Luger. Look at that ponytail. Is that Deborah? Oh, it's Lady Blossom.
Now I have T-Rex stuck in my head. Obviously not that one. Obviously not that one.
Oh my god, he's the computerized man of the time. I love the computerized man of the 1990s gimmick.
Quick, I need to do my gimmick. No one answered the phone. On pay-per-view.
It is.
Yeah.
And you know when Chris said that he felt safe whenever JR was commentating, this match will change your mind.
Honestly, AEW's already changed my mind.
He's a lot better than he was initially. A lot better.
Did you see what he did on Twitter this week? He liked a tweet from, what was it? It was like, hang on, what was his Twitter account called? And it's like, oh, JR, you dirty old fucker.
I love JR, he's fucking great.
One sec, who retweeted it again? It was them. Problem is, they tweet like a million fucking times a day, so finding it's going to be a bitch.
Look at all those empty fucking seats. Jesus.
That's shocking.
Christ, but it was the last empty seats of today's PPW show.
That was awful.
Which our COO didn't attend because he was on drugs. Where is it? Christ, why do you have to tweet a million times a day? I need to find a very specific fucking tweet.
It looks very high right there, but it even looks more so when you stand up there.
It looks very high. That's sort of the point of a scaffold, Tony.
Has there ever been a good scaffold match?
No.
Actually, no. There's been one. It was Rhino versus AJ, Elevation X and TNA.
I think we watched that, haven't we?
We might have.
We might have. No, I don't think we have. I don't think I've ever seen
No,
that.
it's...
We've definitely done like one of those like sort of scaffold match things. Like elevations.
I'm not even like AJ's hiding underneath, and like Rhino's like
Can't get
all
him.
scared.
Is that not where he uses the spray? Oh, no.
No.
Oh no, that was the Zima Iron.
So, that is a very, very, very thin scaffold.
That
And
is ridiculous.
Even scaffolders wouldn't work in that bit of scaffold.
look how fucking shaky it is. Fuck that shit. So, basically, the rules, I think, are literally you just got to get past the other person to get the flag. But
Did you guys ever play capture the flag in school?
not on a scaffold, no.
Well, I mean, no, but like I imagine they haven't invented buildings in Stoke yet.
Still haven't. We live in holes in the ground like hobbits.
Mud huts. I enjoyed capture the flag because the perfect team was like the nerdy kid and the you'd want one of these three: the nerdy kid who can strategize,
Yep.
the athletic kid who can run fast, or the slightly psychotic one who will hurt someone but not make it look deliberate.
Exactly.
What, like New Jack? Oh no, he did it on purpose.
Yeah, he did. R.I.P. New Jack.
Rest
Like
in
people
peace, I
making
was
jokes
just gonna
about
say.
New Jack, but quite frankly, he'd have loved it.
I'm going to throw a punch and then realise, fuck, I really don't want to do that.
Christ, even the other ends are shaking.
Jesus. Like, we talked about the Chamber of Horrors being rickety, but fuck me.
That's a hardwood
That's a
floor.
hardwood floor, that is, apparently.
I like when people say hardwood, like there's like softwood.
Taylor trying to help his partner. He came over.
Fuck that. I mean, like, I'm not getting on that. No way.
But wrestling was better back in the 90s. Fuck off.
I am a fan of how PN News has not fucking moved since he got up
Yeah,
there.
because if he went into the middle, the fucking wood would concave.
Look, fuck this shit.
Is that Bill DeMott?
PN News now.
Yeah, he looks like Bill DeMott.
Bill DeMott's Hugh Morris. Or General Erection. Love how you laugh that. He's such a child.
It's just horrible, like, being reminded of these absolutely dreadful names that
Oh, I
people
know.
had.
2000s WCW, innit?
I was talking with my friend the other day, and we were talking about like all like the old pun names from like the golden age of comics. And he was like, there was a guy I remember reading about called General Disarray, and I'm like, bitch, fuck South Park.
What are we thinking about PN News' mullet?
It's not as big.
It's not the worst.
Yeah, it's not as big as his titties.
Oh, poor PN News.
Is PNU still alive?
Yes.
Oh.
I don't know. I hope so.
Why did you just say?
Don't know.
I like how you automatically said yes. It's like, no, I mustn't lie to the people. This is something that can observably be proven false.
Check, Chris.
I'm checking right now. I really hope he's worked for the Inoki Genome Federation.
News right on the edge
Page match.
of the scaffold. Now he steps one step back, and we're going to have a lot of noise, and we're going to have we may destroy the ring. There's
Cannonball Grizzly.
She's obviously
has an average rating of 7.62
can't say as I blame her.
on
This
Cage
guy?
Match.
PNU
Yeah.
doing a great job of using his weight.
Impressive.
He is 54 years old and he's still wrestling.
Get in.
Match guide, he wrestled last in Korea.
Korea?
Not in. No, oh no. It says he's still active, but he hasn't wrestled since 2016. But there's hope. So where has he wrestled?
Where PN News goes, the scaffolding
Not in the Inoki Gino Federation.
He doesn't strike me as an Inoki guy.
Yeah, but also not in PCW, and they'll take anyone.
Big chance for Bobby Eaton there.
He's wrestled in New Japan.
Fucking hell.
Please tell me he got beaten by Inoki. Please tell me he got beaten by Inoki. The only place he wrestled in 1991 was he had a fucking world title match in 1991.
In Dub C Dub?
A TV title match. Sorry.
Oh
wait, I had an actual world title match. He faced Liger for the title on the Raw Power. Oh, it's a house show in London. Fuck you, Britain.
Jesus.
The match we deserved.
Do you want?
Not to go off the top of the scaffold. That's the width of the scaffold. The next time we get that shot, the width of the scaffold, it is not very wide.
PN News. Yeah, he's wrestled in the Avalanche in Ricky Tosh. Yeah, he has been beaten by Inoki. Of course,
That's
yeah.
amazing.
Turns out this man is just a fucking badass. I wonder what happened to everyone else in this match. What happened to that Steve Austin guy? I'm sure we'll never hear from him again.
Way up in the air are these four.
Wait, the commentators are really struggling for things to say.
Well, to be honest, mate, so am I, because this is... Bobby Eaton, he's got the flag, I think. Has he?
That's the thing. Bobby Eaton would be one of the best tag teams in the world just 1 year before this.
So that's it. Is that...
And there he goes.
He's got a plan. Has he got a...
Bobby has the flag.
Is that it?
Is that the bell?
And the team of beautiful Bobby.
What the fuck's going on?
I know where Stunning Steve's going. Maybe Lady Blossom. Well, she's handing
What are
him
we going to do now?
Has the match
Oh,
finished?
they got the flag, so they won.
something in his hand, his right hand.
No, because Bobby Eaton's come back now.
Beautiful Bobby using the
Fucking
flag
jousting with people with the
as a
flag.
weapon.
It's a one-handed joust.
It's like hairspray in the eyes. Now, that's not
It's
a good place
like
to be brought.
hairspray in the
I can
eyes.
assure
It's
you that.
not hairspray in the eyes. Crucially, it is
What?
like hairspray in the
Over to
eyes.
this part of the ring,
So the match isn't done.
and PN News took a big dose of
If somebody
one of
doesn't
those
go off this thing, I'm going to be very disappointed.
If
a scary, scary feeling.
if you want people going off of things, you need to start showing you Nick Gage matches.
Ref saw Ken back down to Lady Blossom.
What do you think, Garth? Should we show? What do you think, Rob Rabbit? Should we show Garth Nick Gage versus Ricky Shane Page?
Absolutely fucking not.
Well, I had some bad
Oh, hang
fucking
on.
news for you, but
So, PNU's team have won.
yeah.
What?
So what was it? What was that spray in the eyes shot? Was like different?
But they're now in the ring. What the fuck is going on?
Why are they replaying that as well?
Because that's where he won.
Oh my
He just
god!
had to get.
But the match is... Why is there a ref in there? What is going on?
You know when like Stone Cold Steve Austin does these like broken skull things,
Yeah.
interviews. I wish someone would bring this up
There in the ring. There you see the
Oh, we should get PN News on.
beautiful Bobby.
and just say, "So Steve, about that match."
Taylor and
Yeah, it's certainly not in any WWE documentaries the best of Stone Cold, is it?
Had any of his WCW work in there?
He had a couple of good US titles.
Did some stuff with
Weirdly,
Pillman.
yeah, he and Pillman versus Flair and Anderson was good at Clash of the Champions. Really good.
That,
Ladies and
that
gentlemen, that is our first
is
event
actually
here
it.
on the Great American
That's
Bash
actually it.
Pay-Per-View.
Okay, so pause that. Fucking hellfire. How do you get away with putting that on a pay-per-view? Fucking... It's no wonder the fucking crowd was dead the entire time. Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
Wow.
Yowie,
That was
wowie.
dreadful.
That made the Chamber of Horrors look like Masawa and Kobashi. That
You're
was
gonna have to make a more relatable simile for Garth.
that made Punk and Cena. Oh no, it made the Chamber of Horrors match looked like Okada and Omega. That was absolutely dog shit. Garth, your opinion on the four men literally walking at each other for 5 minutes?
Just absolutely, just fucking trash. I'd rather watch Total Divas or something.
I think that sullies the good name of trash, if I'm perfectly honest.
We can we give that a dud?
Yeah, I didn't even get any ironic enjoyment out of it.
No,
was it like a 0? Is it like literally a 0?
I mean, to me, man, that's... We gave, and rightly so, we gave Hogan and Warrior negative stars. And rightly so.
There was ironic enjoyment there.
There was no ironic enjoyment in this. There was no wrestling. The rules were confusing at best. So, I mean, surely this has to be negative stars. Surely.
Is this the worst match we've ever watched?
Yes.
I would argue this is worse than the King of the Road match.
Gav didn't watch that, though.
But I would still, like, at least there was actual, movement.
Oh, there's movement there. They listed lazily to the left.
At one point, PN News and Steve Austin were just lying down.
Then they got some hairspray for some reason.
And then there was hairspray, but the match had already finished somehow. And then they sort of carried on, and then it was still finished. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? Oh, Garth, what are you giving it?
Can we -5?
That would be like the most ironic enjoyment you could possibly have.
So 0.
Yeah, and I'm going for 0.
I'm getting -3. It
was
worst
match ever.
I'm not just imagining, like, for some reason we're at like Q&A with Stone Cold, and Rob's just like, so Stone Cold Steve Austin, in your scaffold match in 1991, you didn't do very well. You could have just walked over and get the flag. I hope someone was fired for that blunder. And he's like, what the hell are you talking about? I retract my question.
Just sit back, arms folded. I stand by my statement. Worst match ever.
And then at the line, you can get one thing signed, and there's no cutting. But then Rob's going through the stack of pop vinyls and cutting the line, going, "Yes, make these all out to all my friends. They're all called Rob."
Can I get you to sign my 1991 Great American Bash DVD?
I've got a piece of wood from the scaffold. Can you sign this for me, mate?
Get the hell out of here!
You're gonna see Can you autograph underneath this line on my back? That's just to represent the scaffold.
What?
Oh god.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to find Starrcade 1996, we promise this match is better, significantly better. If you want to find Starrcade, and it is, I believe, 16 minutes and 47 seconds into the show.
Really? When I clicked on it, it was 39 minutes in.
Oh, you might be right. Yes, you are right. I apologise. For some strange reason, it's not letting me play straight away. It's not letting me pause it, so I'm sort of going in blind.
Akira Hokuto's on this card.
What's this? Is it on card? It's on Starrcade.
Starrcade 1996. Of course, main evented by Hollywood Hogan and Roddy Piper. Roddy Piper going on to win the match, but conveniently forgetting to make it for the title, despite the fact that it was him that wrote the contract.
Also,
Hashtag DubCDub.
A few months later, he'd be in Alcatraz.
Yes, he would. And then, of course, a few months after that will be Age in a Cage, which is just the worst fucking match. Maybe one day I'll make it onto the wheel. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, if you are ready, we shall play.
Mine's still loaded.
Fuck's sake.
Because of a fucking advert on the...
Is it an advert or is it because you're using Opera?
No, it was an advert.
Can you really insult Opera? Because you hadn't heard of Opera before fucking Garth brought it up.
That's because it's shit. It's not one of the big four, Chris.
Doesn't mean it's not good.
Doesn't mean it's not good.
We're not one of the big four. We're still a fucking great wrestling podcast.
PodMania.co.uk. Anyway, lads. 3, 2, 1, and play. There we go.
Well, I guess in his own way.
Why do we always use this fucking music?
Oh, just the stereotype.
Because he's from the Orient.
I was so looking forward to hearing Liger's theme. Why did I think they play like... And then, like, I don't understand the words, but they sing them really well.
I'm surprised that they don't have this for him and then some just sort of random Mexican music for Ray.
Oh, mate.
Rey Mysterio just comes out.
That's nothing to the one that they give the Great Muta in 2000. Oh, my God. Like, the Great Muta is this dark character. They give him a J-pop theme. It's fucking amazing.
Have you heard Yuma Aoyagi's theme in All Japan?
I haven't.
It's the most J-pop thing to ever J-pop. Like, it starts by the guy shouting, "Now kiss me like a rock star," and it's like, you're a fighter coming out to a match. My knees.
My left knee.
Every time.
It's hard because he watched some Lucha Underground last week, didn't he?
You know how I'm going...
Exposure to Lucha Underground.
Was it good?
Oh yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Was it the first episode?
No, I showed him Killshot versus Dante Fox from Ultimate Lucha 3.
Nice one. I need to watch some.
USA, one's
USA,
Mexican. And,
fucking hell.
One's Mexican and one's Japanese.
That's the Americans on it.
Fucking idiots.
Where's this house?
You know how I'm going to that match, that wrestling event in a few weeks?
In Newcastle, yeah.
It's now sold out.
Is it?
Aye.
Yeah, it's probably because people are just gagging on some wrestling.
I know. Well, I told Benjamin, he was like all dead excited. He's like, yes. He's like, and his first question, is Rey Mysterio going to be there?
Oh, turns up at PWA Newcastle.
I was like, well, I'd be surprised if he turns up. But there is this other guy wearing a mask, so, you know.
That'll have to be your favourite.
You know what's funny? So, you won't know who Kid Fight is, but he's a Scottish wrestler. And sometimes you go into a Scottish wrestling show, Kid Fight's on it. But he doesn't sell his own merch, he sells like figures that he picks up at B&M Bargain and marks up.
What he should do is edit get a marker out and make them look like him.
He's bald, he just needs to get a fucking Goldberg figure.
Yeah. Like draw like a t-shirt or something.
Rob, you're not going to believe this.
Go on.
Jushin Liger has wrestled for Preston City Wrestling.
Oh my God. Told you, mate, Preston City Wrestling are coming 10 minutes down the road from me. We should all go.
That's our wrestle road trip.
Yes.
No offence, but it's a bit of a downgrade from like a weekend at the seaside in Blackpool going to see
but need I remind you that first time we went to Blackpool, nowhere was open, and we went to a bar where there was literal vomit all over the man's bathroom.
But to be fair, that's because of the guy who came in just before.
He was fucking wankered, wasn't he?
And a lovely Irish lad who kept talking to the fact he really needed to take his fucking friend out.
His mate was passed out on the table. He just kept talking to us.
So, bad news. Rey Mysterio has never wrestled
For Preston City Wrestling?
But he has wrestled for 5-Star Wrestling.
He has, yes.
I completely forgot that Rey Mysterio wrestled 2 matches in New Japan in 2018.
Yeah.
It was, what was it? The G1 finals and then Dominion.
His country's on a roll here.
Yeah, actually, no, I remember that Dominion match because it felt like you pressed random and Fire Pro because it was Cody, Hangman Page, and Marty Scurll versus Tanahashi, Liger, and Rey Mysterio.
As you can see, Mysterio.
That just screams exhibition.
Yeah. No, it was an exhibition. It was an absolute exhibition. But to be fair, it was on the same card as Omega versus Okada, so it was basically a one-match show. But Jericho was also on that card. Oh, Jesus.
Liger is absolutely
dominating,
giving pelters to fucking Ray.
Recently, like, not long before this match, it was like one of the few times Liger ever took time off in his career to this point.
Liger's working heel here as well.
Yeah, it was like it's literally it's only the 3rd month he'd taken off since 1992. Because he had and that was in May, because he had a brain tumor removed. Yeah, he literally had a brain tumor removed. Like, quite honestly, if I have a cold, I'm not doing anything the other day.
Yeah. Liger's like, I might have to stop for this. Why? It's a tumor on my brain.
Oh my God. Jesus.
And I imagine him going to Inoki to get the time off, and Inoki's like, what's the fucking problem?
No.
Rey Mysterio, let me tell you, is not very popular in Scotland anymore.
Why?
Because he big-timed ICW.
Brilliant.
He didn't promote the event that he was booked on, and it was in the fucking Hydro, so it was one of the bigger events he'd have been booked on since leaving. And he didn't advertise it once, and so ICW, he didn't send ICW like any phone promos to work with. They sent nothing. Oh Jesus! So it was him versus Kenny Williams. So Kenny Williams just started incorporating that into his promos, which made Rey Mysterio the de facto heel coming into the match. So it was the 619 versus 0401, and so the crowd was like, there was no kids because it's an 18+ show. So it was like a few people going 619, and then just a whole load of fucking gruff Scottish people going 0401. And then he put a post up on Facebook afterwards going, thanks Glasgow for booing me. You're a wrestler. No, literally, because the first tour after he signed, he wrestled in Aberdeen, but he didn't wrestle in Glasgow. Fucking baby.
What is Dusty talking about?
No one knows.
No one knows what you mean.
To be fair, it's no more incoherent than Cody's promo last week.
True.
Have you seen that guy?
No. Why?
He's trying to do the whole patriotic American thing as a babyface.
Oh God. Honestly, I couldn't think of anyone more heelish than Cody trying to be patriotic.
White meat babyface, yeah.
Honestly, he's a heel for life for me just for that tattoo.
Yeah.
That, and he gave Brandy a job. I'm not into that.
I don't mind Brandy having a job. I mind the tweet that she then put out going, I can't wait for my daughter to be old enough to understand the promo.
She's like, what? Did you see that one fucking Phoenix? I no point in it, but I don't think she's ever disliked anything AEW has ever done. And she was like, wow,
yeah.
I was crying. And it's like, Jesus fucking, what? And actually, your friend and mine, Rob Velkid, he made a very good point. It's weird when Velkid comes off his Joshi perch and starts talking about American wrestling, and starts slumming it and talk about American wrestling. But he made a very good point where Cody doesn't want us to be incorporated differently, and also just wants to trademark for the American dream.
noise.
Oh, you don't see Rey Mysterio throwing a fucking German suplex.
Don't,
often,
no.
do you?
Amazing recovery again.
Oh, fucking hell. You don't see Ray doing that very often.
Well, you don't see Ray doing much very often. He's not exactly. Isn't he tag champion? Didn't he win the tag straps at Backlash?
He did indeed, yes. Dressed as Adam West's Batman.
Dude, I love it when Rey Mysterio dresses up.
Are they question marks on Rey Mysterio's trousers, or are they boomerangs?
Question mark. He's a massive fan of the Seventh Doctor, Sylvester McCoy.
Split-legged moonsault. What the fuck? What?
Also, it looks like some sort of red mustache on the little armbands he's got.
Okay, what's your favourite Rey Mysterio attire?
I mean,
for me, it's a three-way
Wolverine one.
The Wolverine one was fucking good.
For me, it's between Daredevil.
Yeah.
The classic black.
He's done like Joker and everyone. The Joker one was good, to be fair. Like.
Yeah, but I also like just the classic black and white that he won the world title win.
WrestleMania 22.
Yeah, it's amazing that he didn't actually do like any special attire for that.
No, but he did eat into it at the match time because his fucking entrance took that long.
Yeah, but also
that's why the match was 9 minutes.
9 minutes.
The match was supposed to be longer, but Ray took too long getting to the ring, apparently, according to Kurt Angle on his podcast. And they were like, well, we couldn't say anything. It was Ray's night.
So he kid 5 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. For me, it's hard to look past.
To be fair,
the iconic Halloween Havoc 1997 Rey Mysterio, the Phantom one.
You know what's funny though? Mentioning that triple threat, I always noted last when I watched it as a kid that Kurt Angle's entrance is really fast. That really explains why.
Yeah, genuinely, that was what he says on his podcast. He and Randy had got to the ring really quickly, but Ray's got like POD playing live and everything, hasn't he?
Yeah.
So it took ages.
To be fair, I'm looking at it. I'm pretty sure Michaels and McMahon was meant to be shorter than it was.
Yeah, it was.
Boogeyman and Booker T could have been cut. See, everything else is fairly svelte. The Money in the Bank match was 12. Why am I looking at WrestleMania 22?
Why do you make it your mission in every podcast to try and say the word svelte?
I don't. It's just naturally in my vocabulary.
Oh no, his left knee.
No. I've had surgery 5 times.
So that's where it all goes back to, doesn't
That's
it?
right, it's Liger being a dickhead.
Oh, my knee.
Maybe he should have done a run-in on Liger's last match.
This is for you on my left knee.
Remember this? Starrcade 96.
See, but that's the reason Rey Mysterio doesn't throw super kicks, because if he slapped the leg, he'd re-aggravate his left knee.
Hey, you guys want anything? I run a concession stand and pick up some beverages, some popcorn if you want. Maybe I'll get you a side or a leg whip.
Booyaka, booyaka, 619, booyaka, booyaka.
Oh, big monkey flip. With his knee.
Jesus.
He went into that one.
And staggered him back to the corner.
And again? Nope.
No.
One step ahead, he caught him and put him up on top.
Good lad.
Oh, he's about to show
Oh my God.
nice.
Ooh, lovely.
Sends him out to the middle of the ring one more time. For the ride to the left side.
Nice.
So, for like wider like wrestling, not like in terms of the impact they made, but in terms of like not in terms of the impact they made on, like,
oh my God. Jesus.
but on other wrestlers, who do you think is more influential between Liger and Mysterio?
Tough one.
Right.
I think
I used to think
different generation.
Yeah, but I used to think Mysterio, but then I watched Liger's run in 1989 and 1990, and he's doing shit there that you would not see for years to come.
If you look back at if you look at people who are probably late in their careers now, like Brian, Joe, they'll all be Liger men.
Yeah.
But then you've got the people coming through now, like obviously like Ricochet and people like Will Ospreay and all those people are probably rare people.
I think
yeah,
for me as well, like it depends where, because in America, especially at this time, short of tape trading, you aren't going to be aware of Liger's Japanese work.
Yeah.
So, you look at the work that Ray's done in the United States to a Western audience, people are going to know Ray a lot better.
Which is why I specified 2 wrestlers and not 2. Because wrestlers are going to go out their way to find those tapes half the time, aren't they?
So do you mean more influential to wrestlers?
Yeah, not influential in the business as large.
Oh, okay. That's a fucking tough question.
Yeah, because when you think about it, when you follow the lineage of like influential juniors, it basically goes like Tiger Mask, Liger, Mysterio.
Brian.
Well, Brian isn't. Well, I say that Brian's influential, but like not in like an overt way. He's not like creating new moves. He's just a fucking genius.
Tiger Mask.
Tiger. Like you go back and watch some Tiger Match stuff, and it's literally and same with Dynamite Kid. And
I was just going to say like both of them like.
That match is unreal. That Tiger Mask and Dynamite Kid match.
Have
like
you,
a series, didn't they?
Yeah.
Have you 2 ever seen Joe and Dean Malenko versus the British Bulldogs in All Japan?
Was this from '89?
Yeah, it's literally. I think I've sent you a GIF of it because it's literally like a PWG. It literally had PWG spots in 1989.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. What's everyone's favorite Liger match?
Honestly, like.
Oh damn!
I just love the classic one where he turns.
Oh, the Kishin Liger one.
Yeah, just so fucking good. Like
Liger bomb.
That'll be it.
Good match.
Oh, Rey Mysterio kicking out at 2.9. Fucking
Is
carny.
that supposed to be the end? I'm not 100% sure that was supposed to be the finish.
Well, you say that. It went
was a Liger
14
bomb,
minutes.
but
No, I think Rey Mysterio
He's
was
just
just
totally
trying to...
no-selling there.
I think Rey Mysterio was just trying to say, oh, he's now just going to shout into the bleachers and walk out and then appear in MOW 6 months later because no one else will hire him. Oh, Akira Hokuto came out on the show with Kensuke Sasaki. That's cute. They're a couple. That's why it's cute. But it's not just cute because Kensuke Sasaki's there. Right. Oh no, my knee.
And look at this. Mysterio comes off that top rope. Moonsaults to the
So
Tell you what, Liger had
forward.
to move forward then. Jesus. Right, I'm going to pause this.
Having to move forward. You know who used to be really bad for that was Desmond Xavier. I don't know what he's called. He's called Wesley, I think, in WWE. And when you were doing like the Impact X Division flippy stuff, everyone had to keep running to get into place for him because he wouldn't pay attention to who was there.
Jesus.
You just run.
Yeah, it's like I'm just gonna like flip, and you better be there to make it look good.
I don't know what my favourite Liger match is, to be fair. Literally, there's 4 or 5 from Japan.
Yeah, it's between. For me, it's mostly between. It's between 4. It's between his one with Sano in the Tokyo Dome in 1990.
Mm-hmm.
Really, another one from 1990. It's the one against Aoyagi, the mixed. Actually, no, that wouldn't be one of them, but. His one with Otani in 97.
Okay.
His one with really it's one with Suzuki in 2020. I think is one of his best matches.
The one at King of Pro Wrestling.
Yeah, it's like I went back and watched that, and like when you get past the fact that you thought it was going to be a Kishin Liger shit show, and it turned out to be a fucking pancrase fight. It's fucking great. And then you're going to crucify me for this, but I love his Tai Chi match.
The one at Best of Super Juniors.
Yeah, I fucking love that match.
Yeah, it's
also,
a good match. I mean...
The multi-man tag he had in PWG where he flipped several future world champions with his asshole and then completely slowed down time with a remote. I like that one too.
Oh dear. For me, there's the match with Ultimo Dragon.
Which one?
Which is fantastic. The one at
the J-Cup.
Super J-Cup. Yeah.
Okay.
I
forgot about Sasuke.
Big fan. I was just going to say, big fan of his Sasuke match from J-Cup 94 and his match with Pillman at Super Brawl 2. That is a very, very good match.
That's probably one of his better American matches. But again,
I'd argue it's his best American match.
Maybe Joe. Nah, the Pillman match is better.
The Pillman match is better, I think.
He's faced Anderson, but I haven't seen that match yet. I should look it up.
Maybe that could be for the wheel. Anyway, Garth.
Yeah.
Coming back to Starrcade 1996, what was your opinion on Jushin Liger versus my left knee Mysterio?
Just a good fun match. Some nice sort of spots, and good to see Liger sort of getting some power offense in. Like, he was basically bossing Mysterio. That was just a good fun match, and obviously the crowd didn't give a shit because USA, but
quite literally to begin with.
But it was fun. It was good.
Chris, what do you think?
I liked it. It was a very good match. It's not the best cruiserweight match on the card, though, because I know for a fact Ultimo Dragon versus Dean Malenko was a fucking banger.
They won for the Cruiserweight Championship.
Yeah, there was some obvious moments of...
It is a very good match.
There were some obvious moments of miscommunication, but considering Liger was basically shooting on Mysterio, it kind of added to the charm. I feel like a fair bit of the fun had just laughing at Mysterio's knee problem.
It's iconic for all the wrong reasons.
One thing I would say to the two of them is we probably should have coordinated their masks because they're both wearing white and red color schemes.
And
that is true.
Coordinated the finish.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, exactly. Don't kick out of my finish.
Mysterio doing the fucking Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania 6.
Garth, out of 5, what are you giving this?
It was a solid. I'll go 3.5.
I'm actually completely in agreement with you. 3.5's about where I'd put it as well. I think it's solid. I think it's a good, fun watch. I think it's just short of being a barnstormer, but it's certainly one of the better matches on this card. Chris, what about you?
Yeah, 3.5. It's not essential by any means, which is a bit of shame. Which actually is a bit of a shame considering the 2 men of the ring.
Exactly.
Considering Liger had a brain tumor earlier.
Exactly. I think we can let him off, can't we? I mean, this isn't Mysterio's debut in WCW, I don't think.
No, his debut was like a year before, I think.
Starrcade 95?
No, not at that. No, it's like a Great American Bash, I think. Because I remember seeing him getting interviewed, and he thought it was a house show, but he didn't realize it was a pay-per-view till he saw the set. It's like, what the fuck? This is a pay-per-view.
Amazing. So, ladies and gentlemen, believe it or not, that is all we have time for this week. Thank you so much for listening. You can check out the podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Please go subscribe, leave us a 5-star review and a comment. It really does help us out. Go and check out www.podmania.co.uk, where you can check out all of our archived podcast episodes, as well as reviews and all of that lovely shit. You can check us out on Facebook, PodMania Podcasts, Twitter @PodMania. You can talk to me on Twitter at RealRobGoodwin. Garth, where can they find you?
The Garthberg.
Christopher, where can they find you?
Back to the corner where I first saw you. I'm going to stay in my sleeping bag. I'm not going to move.
I swear to God, if that's a 1975 lyric.
It's not 1975. You haven't heard that song before?
Going
back to the corner where You've not heard that? You're fucking...
What is it?
I think it's... Is it the script? It's not the script. The script is one of the shit ones from the 2000s.
Oh, yeah, it is the script.
Yeah.
Who's he is?
Who's he is? Oh, my God. Oh, the noughties were so shit.
Even Fratelli.
Anyway.
Was actually really fucking good.
Well, they had a couple of good songs. I wouldn't say they were really good.
I don't know. Whistle for the Choir is a fucking banger.
Henrietta is an absolute banger as well. Henrietta, we got no flowers for you.
Chelsea Dagger is guaranteed to get everyone on the dance floor.
Baby Fratelli's all right.
Yes, the fucking...
Don't forget to check out our YouTube as well. On Monday night.
Anyway. PPW coming your way on a Monday night at 8 p.m. And until then, guys, we'll talk to you guys again soon.
You've been listening to the PodMania Pro Wrestling Podcast. Follow us on Twitter at PodMania, Facebook at PodMania Podcasts, and YouTube and Instagram at Real PodMania. And check out the website podmania.co.uk. Until next time, wrestling fans.